So the benefits of good course strategy and course planning are numerous. I mean, initially just picking big targets that you know you can hit and you're not going to run out into the fairway, into the bunkers, I mean, give you the best chance of making bold, congruent, fluid swings. If you're picking big targets and making bold swings, you've got a very good chance of getting the best out of yourself and hitting those targets. Okay, so that's the that's the end of my sort of 5-hole challenge there off the very back tees at Monterey. And I've got to say, it went a lot better than I'd expected. I mean, I hit some shots before I came out, and it didn't go at all well. I hit the ball a lot better on the course, and I think a lot of that was because of the planning. And I've been really clear on every shot and the whole strategy of the hole. It's an exercise that I would use quite a lot in preparing players for a course, or if players are good on the range, they're good with their short game but struggling to score, then that is a great exercise to actually verbalise exactly what you're going to do on the tee, and talk through the exact shot you're going to hit and the shape of shot you're going to hit, and you may find you just have that increased level of focus that makes all the difference. This is Monterey's first hole, and we're right back off the back tees, and it is a little bit daunting. It's a beautiful hole, and all I can see is this kind of trees over this way, this tunnel to bunkers, and then it kind of turns right to the green. Now, there's certain information before I choose my club that I need to know. First of all, I need to know what is the run out to the bunkers in front of me, and that is 254 meters. So I mean, that's what, 280 yards, something like that. I'd also want to know what is the carry distance to take it over the trees that way, which is about 240 yards. Now, given that I know my carry distance with the driver, which is about, well, between 260 and 280, depending, I'm comfortable that up to 250, I would take that on. Now that, for me, makes the fairway considerably wider. I know I'm not going to hit it as far as the bunkers left, and I can take a bit off over the trees. So knowing your carry distance is really important. Let's have a go at that then. Let's take a little bit off the corner of the trees there. Okay, as it happens, I went to take a bit off the corner of the trees. I kind of overdrew it a bit, and it's fine, it's in the fairway. Okay, let's see how we get on from there. So, second shot. So sure enough, that would have carried the trees, but I've pulled it left. These were the bunkers I was trying not to run out into, so I did a good job in regards to planning. That would have been a long way left. Okay, now, going into the green, the flag is on the front right. Let me see if I can show you this. I'm downwind here, which makes this a bit more tricky. Out the rough, downwind, I would have to fly over the corner of this bunker and stop it fairly quickly to get close. This bunker is treacherous, it's really deep, and it's going to be an unlikely up and down, so I'm going to hit it at the very right edge of the hole, and if it just kicks off down here, it's a fairly straightforward pitch. As I say, it's downwind, out the rough, it's 160, so I'm going to hit a 9. I don't think that's being too bold. But as I say, I'm not going straight at the flag, I'm going to take it right. And if I leave myself a chip, I'm okay with that. And that's bang on line. And on the green. Brilliant. That's interesting. I'd have read that visually a lot more right to left, I guess because of the slope. And my feet are telling me it's only a 1.5, so that gives me a line over there. It's obviously uphill. And again, two putts from here. First hole will be just fine. Okay, it's a good read. Oh, it's way short though. Let's try that again. And that second putt was made a lot easier, of course, because I already knew the line from where I came from. So that was a fairly standard 4, and made easier because of the strategy from the second shot, not taking on the bunker, leaving it in a safe place here. And if I want to attack future holes, I need to position the tee shot a little bit better. If you're new to the channel, then please click subscribe, and if you click the bell icon, then you'll be notified every time I release a video similar to this. Second hole, Monte, back tees. Now, this is a daunting tee shot. It is water, well, it kind of comes in front of you and all down the right, and the carry gets further away as you go down the right. There's a bunker on the left-hand side, which I'd like to aim at. That would be a safe line. Of course, I need to know how far that is and can I reach it. And looking at this, it's just converting into yards. That is about 280 yards to the front of that bunker. So that's definitely in range. I could hit a 3-wood on that line if I wanted to be super safe, or I can take it just right to that bunker. I'm going to hit at that bunker and see if I can move it off to the right. I've come to the right of the tee to keep me hitting away from the water. I'm going to hit it towards the bunker and see if I can just get it fading a little bit. And that is dead centre in the middle of the fairway. So the drive off the back tees has put me in the middle of the fairway, but I've got a long way to go and some very deep Jack Nicklaus bunkers in front of me. Now I need to know their distances. That's 180 to the front, 200 to the back. That one is 230 to the back. Now I could just play up the right hand side and hit it kind of 190. That'll give me I don't know, a shot of about 130 to the green, or I could hit my wood over that bunker on the left. Now I think either option is okay. I'm going to go super safe. I'm going to go down the right hand side and just hit a 5-iron. It'll probably roll out to about 210, I'd imagine. Keeping it right away from the bunker left. Oh, it's hooking a little bit. No, that's fine, in the fairway. Okay, still in play, and that should give me a fairly straightforward approach and a chance of attacking the flag. Okay, so that 5-iron layup has put me in a nice spot here. I've got 78 to the flag, and a good chance of getting it close. Had I hit the 3-wood, it would have brought in that bunker and potentially the trouble up there. It's a fairly decent gap, and would have left me a simpler chip, but this was definitely the safer option, and I should be able to get it close from 78 yards. Okay, that was a good wedge in. Now, what have I got? 12 feet for birdie, and if I'd have thought about that off the tee, I'd have certainly taken 12 feet for birdie. And I think that the interesting thing there is, if you are good with your wedges, then that has afforded me the chance to lay up with a much safer shot for my second than try to, you know, force a 3-wood up the side here for a chance of getting it close. I doubt whether a chip from 50 yards would have got closer than my wedge shot from what I have, 80 yards. So being good with your wedges and trusting that does enable a much more a much safer strategy for the longer shots. Okay, let's see if we can deal with this. And there we are, look. That was, now it doesn't always go to plan like that, but that was a well planned out and executed hole. I picked the big targets. I didn't bring into play any unnecessary trouble, and I trust my wedges. Right, back tees, hole number 3. I never play from up here. This is such a beautiful hole. If we come around this side, we can see the green. Just emerging from behind the water there. Having a look at the plan, so we're going to play up to here. That bunker is just over 300 yards. Now from here, the ball's not running. I'm not sure I can reach that, so I'm going to hit a driver. It's wide enough for the driver. That's about 50 yards wide, and this is a feature of the fairways at Monte. It's fairly wide. Should you miss it though, there's big trouble. So I'm going to hit a driver. The reason being, if I hit a 2-iron or rescue, I think it's going to leave me further back for that carry over the water than I'd ideally like. So I'm going to hit a driver knowing that, unless I get a really wild bounce, I'm not going to reach that trap. Now, should I get myself out of position, ideally I'd be playing my third shot, kind of looking along the green. So I'd try and kind of play my way up to this point as a good layup. Hopefully it won't come to that. Okay, straight at the right edge of that bunker. Oh, that's remarkably stayed straight. Yeah, I thought I'd lost that right. It's actually gone reasonably straight, and we can deal with it from there. Well, the tee shot's actually finished bang on in the perfect spot. I couldn't have picked a better spot. That flag though is in a really nasty position. So I've got carry over the water is no big deal. It's not a long shot. It's downwind though, and there's not much room beyond that bunker to the flag and then to the water the other side. So given that it's downwind, and I may not be able to stop it, it's only 112. I'm going to hit it 112, but I'm going to take a line much further left than that. Yeah, this is definitely time to be more cautious. I actually pushed that a little bit. So I took a line. I took a line 20 feet left of the flag, and I've hit it probably 10 feet left of the flag. The important thing being, I wasn't taking on missing it right and bouncing off the banker into the water. I mean, with a gap wedge, it is unlikely you're going to miss it significantly right. Certainly not. That's certainly not a shot in my game. I tend to pull a lot, so I was fairly secure that I wasn't going to hit it miles right. Okay, that's actually given me a reasonable chance for another birdie. Okay, so this is where the second shot finished. I mean, I was aiming for the fat of the green there, and I've actually ended up pushing it. That's fine. I'll take that. As I say, I was never going to push it any more than that. Okay, let's give it a quick read. Okay, there's a bit of curve there. Oh, just missed. Okay, very slightly misread. Okay, number 4 off the backs. This is a reasonably long hole. I mean, it's 400 yards. It's all uphill. It's into a strong headwind today. Now, off the front tees, I can just show you the chart there. Off the sort of middle tees, I'd be tempted to take it over this bunker and leave myself a wedge up the green. That's a good aggressive play, or just hit a 2-iron here and then on. Today though, off the back tees, I can't reach this bunker, and I'm not going to lay up short of here. That leaves me far too much to do. So I've been forced to hitting a driver into a slightly narrower gap than I'd like, but that's the nature of playing off the back tees, I suppose. Okay, I'm picking a line, and there's a path in the distance that's caught my eye. And that is straight at it. Yeah, sure enough, down the middle. So my tee shot's left me in a good spot. I managed to find that gap. I've now got 140 to that flag, uphill into the breeze. I'm going to play it as, I'm going to play that as 160, but 160 is a good A time for me, but I'm going to hit a softer 7-iron, see if I can keep it a little bit lower. Now there's a big bunker in front of the flag, but I mean, as long as I get the distance right, I don't see any value in aiming away from that. I'm going to go straight at it. So this will be a kind of 3/4 7-iron, and see if we can hit it a little bit lower under the wind. And that's gone super low and straight at it. Okay, that should be pretty close. So far, now I've played 4 holes. I've hit it to 10 feet or closer on most of the holes. And I promise you, I haven't taken any second balls, any mulligans. This has genuinely been first ball each time. And you know, if you knew my game, that is not entirely how it goes. But there's something about planning your shots and talking your way through it. The aim of this exercise for me was to get out here, play the game as it was, and talk about strategy from all kinds of scenarios and rescue shots. As it's happened, I've hit every fairway and hit the ball really nicely. But as I say, that is, in my mind, because I've planned the shots more than normally, I've verbalized it, and I've been really clear on every shot and the whole strategy of the hole. It's an exercise that I would use quite a lot in preparing players for a course, or if players are, you know, good on the range, they're good with their short game but struggling to score, then that is a great exercise to actually verbalize exactly what you're going to do on the tee, and talk through the exact shot you're going to hit and the shape of shot you're going to hit, and you may find you just have that increased level of focus that makes all the difference. Okay, right, here we go. I now have another birdie opportunity. Yet again, my feet tell me something that my eyes wouldn't have done. It looks to me, there's a bank coming this way, it looks like it should be going left to right, but my feet say otherwise. So I'm going to go one left and see what happens. Right. Now, stick to my process. I've got to trust my feet. That's what Jamie tells me of aim point. Trust in your feet. Now for me, this is all about now just setting the ball, rolling end over end down that line. And sure enough, there we go. So that is an unusually good set of four holes for me. But as I say, it's come from being really clear in my process, being clear on planning the holes, and being absolutely congruent in the shot that I'm trying to hit. Okay, hole 5 from the back tee, another beautiful par 3 at Monte. Now this is, from here it's about 185 to the middle of the green. And I don't know if you can see the green from here. There is a huge great bunker front left, and there's a bunker at the back, and the flag is on the front. I've measured that flag at 177, and it's a slight drop. Now the main thing for me, I don't think there's an issue with the line. It's about club choice. I need to pick a club that's going to carry the bunker left, should I pull it, but not go so far as to hit the bunker at the back. So I'm going to go straight at the flag. If I miss the green right, it's a simple chip. This is all about having the right club. And I've just let that go on the wind. That's missing the green right. Pin high. Okay, should be able to get up and down from there. So this is where the tee shot's left me. It's pitched, it's just missed the green, it's rolled down this slope. Now I'm chipping back into the breeze, so you know, the option of landing on the green and stopping it quickly is definitely there. It's not a wildly difficult shot. I just think this shot lends itself nicely to playing a rescue. I'm going to roll the ball up the hill and just kind of let it roll over the top. So, pick the line. And sure enough, the distance is pretty good. Not great. That's taken the slope that way. I wonder whether a wedge would have been a better, a sand wedge would have been a better option there. Anyway, I've still got 10 feet for par. Let's give it a shot. I misread it. Okay. Okay, there you go. You can't have them all. But that is that's 5 holes played from the back tee, and the encouraging thing for me, there was no dramas. There was never a chance I was losing a ball or I was going to make a double. Good strategy, and I'm keeping up momentum, and I'm confident that I'd keep that going through the rest of the round. Okay, so that's the that's the end of my sort of 5-hole challenge there off the very back tees at Monte. And I've got to say, it went a lot better than I'd expected. I would have liked to have parred the last hole, and on reflection, it was the planning that went wrong. I didn't allow for the crosswind off the tee, and the chip shot. Potentially I made the wrong choice, but there we go. I could have executed the chip shot better. All in all, it went better than expected. I mean, I hit some shots before I came out, and it didn't go at all well. I hit the ball a lot better on the course, and I think a lot of that was because of the planning. So the benefits of good course strategy and course planning are numerous. I mean, initially, just picking big targets that you can hit, and you're not going to run out into the fairway, into the bunkers. I mean, give you the best chance of making bold, congruent, fluid swings. If you're picking big targets and making bold swings, you've got a very good chance of getting the best out of yourself and hitting those targets. If you're picking narrow targets and you feel slightly under pressure to hit those, then of course that puts us on edge, and we're going to make more guidey, steery swings, and we all know how that works. So I think that the main principle is make sure that you know your distances, like we said at the beginning. Make sure you know your carry with the driver and your scatter, and then pick the biggest targets possible, and be absolutely congruent before you hit the shot as to what you're trying to do. I mean, there was a different level of focus there to the round of golf I played 2 days ago, which I've got to say was a lot more dramatic and extremely varied. Having to talk through the process really got me involved in exactly what I was trying to do. And sure enough, I made a much better swing, certainly, than I did even on the driving range. So even just as an exercise for yourself, having a round the golf where you have to verbalise every single shot and your whole planning from the hole backwards, I think could be surprisingly effective. If you've enjoyed this video, then please click subscribe and I'll keep you up to date with more coaching information. And if you really want to take your game to the next level, then please visit my website, golfcoach.online, where you'll see there my subscription channel, which is Golf Coach Access, which is all about building a golf coaching and education community and having really structured long-term programs. And the best thing is you can get immediate free access.